Hello! Welcome back to our zoo. Let's see here. We've got Fred the tortoise. Looking pretty cute. Waddling. As I guess turtles do. I was admiring... Oh. More lions. I should probably be concerned. I saw something about lambeosaurs as well. Oh, right there. Little baby. Yeah, I was starting to say, and I guess I should look at the lions too. The overpopulation shouldn't be too bad, because didn't I just sort of diminish the population? Is that how we should put it? Fairly recently, so there shouldn't be too many in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not the end of the world. Yes, what I was starting to say was that I was admiring this zoo a little bit off camera. Silver Trophy Award Best Zoo for providing a zoo in which the animals are well cared for and the guests enjoy the experience of visiting the zoo. I'm glad to hear that the guests are happy. Well, 76. It's fine enough to win a ribbon, I suppose. Yeah, I was looking over this and I was like, you know what? I think in the past I've been a little hard on myself when it comes to like, oh, I should have done this or shouldn't have done this, or I should have changed this, or if I could go back and do it all over. You know, like, it's nice. It's not that bad. I think it's nice. Like, it's pretty. I had good ideas. Some of them didn't turn out quite the way that I had hoped, but I mean, it's still nice. Like, it's nice. I don't know. Is anyone enjoying this playground? One child? One child? Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe when you're a kid, maybe a playground where you're the only child is better than being at a playground that's like super crowded with kids, you know? Like, I don't know. Maybe that child's happy. Let's see. Okay, well... Yeah, they're babies right now, but once they're adults, they're gonna have to go. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about what may be next after this LP comes to a close. I still have... You know what I'm gonna do while I'm talking? I'm gonna catch up on some gardening. I don't know if this is what I was planting. Is this what I was planting? Yeah, this kind of stuff. I still have the Sims game, the Sims 1 on the Xbox game to continue. But other than that, I've been doing a lot of thinking. This might be kind of a sad thing to say, and yeah, I'm gonna do prehistoric trees as well. This might be kind of a sad thing to say, but I've come to the realization that video games don't necessarily do it for me like they used to. See, it's so symmetrical. It just so looks like someone placed them very purposefully. Even when I try to do them random, that happens. Like, yeah. Maybe it's because it's like just about all trees, you know, like take care of Fred. Maybe it's just because it's like almost all trees. There's very little in the way of like grass or bushes for this biome. So maybe that's why it looks very like artificial. Oh, I was going to give you the big reveal and then I either just wandered away from it or said it and then wandered away from it. I've come to the understanding that video games don't really do it for me like they used to. Which maybe is a good thing in some ways. Video games used to be a really big escape for me. A way of not dealing with things, a way of numbing out, a way of escaping. It used to be I could play video games for like 2 or 3 days straight, you know, like in high school. And even like late teens, early 20s, I could literally play a game for an entire weekend. It was almost like a compulsion or like an addiction or something, you know, just something to not think about how miserable I was. That looks nice. Yeah, that looks nice. And you know, now, yeah, getting to a point, having gotten to a point where I guess I don't really need that anymore. That's good, but it's also a little sad, too, to kind of lose interest in something that I used to so enjoy. Ulysses. That is a warthog. Let's Plays, too. I used to, like, compulsively watch Let's Plays. That's why I got inspired to do my own Let's Plays, because there were some Let's Plays by other YouTubers that I liked so much. Oh, I'm sorry. So even when I wasn't playing, I was watching other people play, and a lot of shrubs back there for some reason, I don't know why. So it's just different. The reason why I'm bringing this up, the reason why it matters, I already put down one of those right there, is because I want to make sure that whatever game I pick next is something that I'll be able to maintain interest in for however long it takes me to finish it, you know? I have a lot of games. Well, I don't know about a lot. I think I have, like... I can see the shortcuts on my desktop right now. I've got, like... including my PC games and the handful of original Xbox games that I have, I've got, like, 30 games. I don't know if that's a lot or not. And they are well loved, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'll be able to keep the interest to play them long term now. Now it's like oh wait, I shouldn't do this because I might be placing exhibits there. Might as well make this beautiful back here. I really don't think I'm gonna develop it in any way. I'm just gonna make it pretty. You know what I could put there, actually? Yeah, why not have a little petting zoo? Come on. That is cute. What is that? These. That is cute. And it could maybe drive some traffic down here. Jesus, there's like nobody. Yeah, that's nice. Kind of like a little like quiet, out of the way area for the petting zoo. And I don't think that's close enough to this for there to be any problems. But yeah, these days it's like I fire up a game and I play it for maybe like, if I really can't get into it, then just like 20 minutes. And if I can get into it, then maybe like an hour. I did a KOTOR playthrough. It isn't completely done. I got to like the last planet, Knights of the Old Republic. So for those of you who know what I'm talking about, I got like, I don't know, 75% done, and then I kind of petered out on that. A game that I like loved so much, but I've just like played it so many times and I'm just not really in that space anymore. That one I was able to play for like 2 hours at a stretch, or like 3 hours at a stretch. But then afterwards I don't know. Afterwards when I play a video game for too long now, I almost like don't feel good afterwards. Like, I don't know, like I'm sore. And like sometimes I get a headache. Am I getting old? Is this? I don't know. Just focusing on other stuff, I guess. I've been teaching myself the piano for the past couple of years, although not practicing as often as I would like. I write. I recently published a second edition of a poetry book that I originally published back in like 2017. I mean, I work, obviously. Over the course of this YouTube channel, I completed my my bachelor's in sociology. I also began and completed a master's degree in English and creative writing. Changed jobs a couple times. Now I am thinking that that's another lion. Now I'm thinking that my true passion when it comes to a day job, because the thing that I'm actually most passionate about is writing, but I don't really foresee myself necessarily like getting rich as a writer. Not that I need to be rich, but like successful. Not living from paycheck to paycheck would be nice. I don't see ever being able to support myself with the writing, let's put it that way. It's just very rare, I feel. Plus, if I don't have to worry about my writing from a financial standpoint, then there's no constraints, I don't have to worry about like, oh, I can't write about this thing because that won't sell any books, or I have to write about something this way because if I write about it that way, I might scandalize people and then they won't buy my books. Like, if there's no money involved, I don't need to worry about that. I can just have it be my passion. So when it comes to like actual day job, like hopefully the thing that will actually pay the bills and, help me live a comfortable life, I'm thinking restoration ecology. So I'm planning to go back to school and get, I guess, a master's in that. That's really cool. It's kind of like terraforming, but like talking a lot. Let me hang on. Let me actually get started on like a project here, so it isn't just me putting down trees and talking for half an hour, because you may not want that. You may find me riveting, or you might not. So let me be working on another project here. I think I'm maybe gonna do some aquatic stuff, maybe. Because, I mean, honestly, I don't have very much space left. I could fit a couple of tanks in there. This is cute. Do I want some of these? Oh, walruses. Maybe let's... I do like walruses. Ow. Oops. I spilled a little bit of tea. It's not the end of the world. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I could fit a few things as long as they're small. I don't want to mess with the alpine stuff. That's not how I'm trying to wrap up this LP. I'm not trying to torture myself. Okay, let's get some walruses. I don't feel like this is... I'm sorry to hear about that, Giraffe 14. Good luck in your next life. I don't feel like this is big enough for walruses. Small to medium size. Oops. No, we're not gonna do that. That is a really cute fountain. That's a really cute setup we did. Maybe like here. Restoration ecology is... it's basically terraforming, honestly. It's about repairing and restoring like degraded, destroyed ecosystems, which tend to be that way because of human behavior, human actions. So you're literally going out there and trying to like save the world, you know, one section of wetland or forest at a time, you know. And I really like the sound of that. I mean, the work I do now is fulfilling, of course. I'm a like elementary / preschool teacher. Before that, I was... well, yeah. Think that'll be enough for a few walruses? I can plop down a walrus and see if it's too small. feel like that's small. Yeah, before that I was it was sort of like a mixture of like caregiving, but also sort of like social services. I worked as a direct support professional for adults with developmental disabilities. So it was a mixture of like caregiving stuff, like supported them in areas where they could use some assistance, but at the same time you're trying to empower them to learn the skills needed to live independent, fulfilling lives as much as possible. I mean, so both of those jobs, I mean, they're important and they're meaningful, but I just kind of want to go in a different direction. And restoration ecology, I think, will be really cool. Get to be out in nature for one thing. Restoring it, hopefully manifesting it back to a healthier state. That might be big enough, but I'm watching out for the tea. But where should the tank go? Where should the tank go? Maybe back here. I don't know how much water they're gonna want. Amarante would be a giraffe. I really wish this game had contraceptives like Planet Zoo. Very awesome that Planet Zoo has that. Which is one that I have been playing, by the way. I got it, and I started playing it because I wanted to make sure that it would, you know, be something that I would like. Before I, you know, start an LP of it, right? Because that would suck if I started playing it and then I was like, oh, I'm not into this. And I am into it, but it's the same thing. It's like I play it for 20 minutes and then I'm kind of just done. And I mean, that might be the next thing, maybe, but for a long time I was thinking BioShock. BioShock was always on the list. That was kind of like planned. After I finished Condemned, I was going to do BioShock as my next kind of like horror thing. And I do like BioShock, but I feel like BioShock is kind of the same as Condemned in that, like, no one seems to be watching LPs of them anymore. I don't know if it's just because they're older or because they're kind of like overplayed or just there's just such a huge saturation, like everyone and their grandma has played it and put it on YouTube, so I don't know. Goodness me. That was probably incest with the warthogs. When I first started doing this channel, I didn't really mind if I put up videos where like no one watched them. That didn't really bother me. Not enough salt water. Oh, here they go. Oh, super cute. Okay, yes, that's gonna have to be bigger. Yeah, it didn't used to bother me because I just had so much fun. I had so much fun making the videos and playing the games, and I had such a, I had such a fun time with it, to where even if it was like, no one's watching this, then it was just kind of like, whatever, you know, but, I've gotten to the point to where it kind of matters, you know, because I'm spending so much time, like, first I'm playing them, then I'm editing them, and that's a lot of work. The editing part, like going over it and editing stuff, that's a lot. Post-production, we call it in the biz. And then it takes a long time to actually produce the movie, like rendering it, and then uploading it to YouTube. That's even more time, prolonged periods of time where I can't really use this computer. So I've gotten to the point to where it can be a little disheartening to put so much time and effort into something and then get like no views on it. I feel like some of the views on my condemned Let's Play might just be me. Because like I'll click on it to like edit them or something, and then like my view count will go up and I'll be like, was that me? Like I was just trying to edit it, or I was just trying to check something, or you know, whatever. So I so for my next game, I'd like it to be something where I know that at least someone out in the world is going to look at it, so I'm not just putting so much time into something that is going unseen. What about now? Not enough salt water, are you sure? Got a group text blowing up my phone right now. Are you sure? Well, I mean, they're primarily aquatic. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. I know, I feel like people would watch Planet Zoo, because I feel like it's kind of got like a cult favorite like Zoo Tycoon is, or at least has the potential to be. I don't know if I'd call it like a cult favorite, it's just kind of popular and new, but that doesn't change the fact that I, you know, just like played it for an hour at a time and was kind of done. So yeah, I'm just thinking about maybe the kind of stuff I could play next. When I first started this LP, the assumption for me was always Bioshock, obviously, KOTOR 2, Dragon Age Origins, Morrowind. I think I thought at some point maybe like This War of Mine, maybe. Just more Greystone. Oh, I'm sorry. More foliage. What would you like? Beach grass. Just a bunch of beach grass. Man, they love their beach grass. Something was just born, or something green showed up. I missed it. Okay. Okay, more rocks. I could give you an undersea ruin. Would you like an undersea ruin? Yeah. I'll give you several. Want another one? I don't 100, that's not bad. A toy. A toy for the beasties. What would you like? An ice flow. Didn't mention you. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so you just want the ice flow? Is that it? Do you want this? Do you want this? No. I mean, you could just look at it. You don't have to try to go into it. Do you want, like, another? There, now you got your choice. Bless you. My rabbit is sneezing. There we go. That's not too shabby. You seem happy. I just want to see how many hundreds. I can't fit hundreds in there. I was trying to see, like, ideal family group or something. I guess there's nothing wrong with only having 2. Okay. I've got a lot of Lambiosaurs. Oh, you poor things. You don't have a zookeeper. Let me... Gonna call him Rad. And Rad lives here. Yeah. I mean, Rad could be a girl or a boy's name, doesn't really matter. You guys are also going to need a water filter. Let's take care of that. I know, you're probably ill because the overpopulation is so bad in there. I don't think they can get out over that. I think that'll block them. Okay, very nice. I'm going to pause for just a second to start the next video. I will see you in the next one.